What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Juiced Up Jobbers podcast. But as you see in the title, today we're doing something a little bit different. This is going to be my recap of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 6. I asked you guys a little while ago if you wanted to see different content. You guys said yes, and The Last of Us was kind of the biggest, one with the most percentage. So let's start talking about this. Again, I'm not going to be doing a deep dive. This won't be like an hour video, 45-minute video or anything like that. This is just me recapping, telling you guys the things I liked about the episode and telling you guys the things I didn't like. So let's get it started. One of the things I really liked, how we start with a flashback and seeing Joel and Tommy as kids. In the video game, we heard little bits and pieces of them during childhood, but we never got a father, a mother, a backstory, or anything like that. So starting this episode off as a flashback episode, thinking it's just going to be Joel and Ellie, to seeing Joel's past was amazing. I loved every bit of that. I loved how they showed immediately he was always trying to be the one to protect Tommy. I love how when his father came in, he tried to lie to protect Tommy. His father being a cop already knew, bro, I already talked to the kid. I already talked to the other cops. I know you're lying and defending your brother. And Joel just getting to that point of, you're not going to hit him. I won't allow you to do anything. So in that moment, I thought, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for a backhand, a punch or something from Joel's father. But all he really did was go into the fridge, get 2 beers, which, dude, you said you were off duty, but about to go back on duty. You literally just we're drinking and driving. But anyway, that's besides the point. So the father gets the 2 beers, sits down, they're both drinking, and Joel's father tells him the story about when he stole the candy bar. And how after he stole that candy bar, his father made him bring it back. And then when they got home, Joel's father's father broke his jaw to the point where it needed to be wired shut. And that had Joel's father thinking, maybe I do too much, but I always did say if I ever had the chance, I would be better than him. So granted, his father is still the abusive person. Maybe the whippings are a little too much and everything like that, to the point where Joel's father realized, okay, maybe I do too much. He thought about it and he was like, you know what? I did want to be better than him. And again, at that moment, I was waiting for a backhand, a slap or something, but his father just proceeds to leave the door. Now, real quick, we don't know what happens with Joel's father after this. We don't know what the relationship is after this. But let's remember that in the scene with Joel's father, we see that Joel's father has the same watch that Joel has when he's an older man, the same watch that Sarah fixed for Joel on his birthday. So I want to think that between that scene and everything else, that they probably rekindled their relationship. Maybe it didn't get perfect, off rip, but maybe because it had to be something. Because granted, at the end of the day, it is his father. But most of the time, if your parents are such a way with you and you don't agree with it, you don't want anything to remember them by. So Joel having that watch that his father had, and then Sarah knowing how much it meant to him that she went to go fix it, I personally feel that the relationship between Joel, Tommy, and their father, it just got better. That's just my thought. I could be completely wrong, but I'm not. And then we get to Ellie. Obviously, we knew this was going to be a flashback series with Joel and Ellie, everything they done and did before Joel meets his, sad defeat. But I liked it. I liked every single flashback. I loved every single flashback, guys. Everything made sense. Honestly, the way Bella, because I know a lot of you guys don't like Bella and all that. Oh, Bella Ramsey, she sucks, this and that. She's not Ellie. She murders these scenes. Whether you like her or not, you have to admit that just the passion. Okay, maybe she does do young Ellie a little bit better than she does older, teenage, almost adult Ellie. But bro, it's like she just kills it. When they see the dinosaur, I'm on a fucking dinosaur. At first, I thought that was Bella Ramsey doing that herself. And then I remembered, no, that's exactly what Ellie said. And I don't know what it is with the Bella Ramsey hate. I really don't. I personally love what she does. I love what she brought to the character of Ellie. I personally feel like she brings those character traits good. The only time I would say it was a miss was her stuff with Nora, because, I don't feel like she was that aggressive or anything like that a little bit towards the end. But if any scene, that would probably be the only scene, but everything else, Bella kills it, bro. But as I was saying, we got to see all the birthdays. We got to see, Joel getting the birthday cake, making exchange with Seth and everything like that. I said Seth. Is that his name? I can't remember his name. Listen, background characters, I ain't gonna remember like that. Even if they're getting more time on TV than what they got in the game. Because let's be real. But they show them trading and everything. And, you know, Joel wants something. He needs something by tomorrow. And we find out it's the cake. Real quick, for everybody who sees this video, and if you do, I appreciate y'all. This is something new. Here's my issue with the birthday cake stuff. Wasn't, like, the whole point of wheat being the thing that started the virus? Like, wheat, you know, pancakes, this and that. There was a whole thing how Joel and Sarah stood away from all that stuff without them knowing, but she forgot the birthday cake. They didn't have nothing for pancakes and everything. Are we at a point in the apocalypse where if you eat the stuff that started the apocalypse, like, it doesn't do anything? Because granted, Ellie's immune. Granted, we all know this. Ellie's immune, and we didn't see Joel take a bite of that, but wouldn't anybody else in Jackson, especially, again, I think his name is Seth or whatever. It's something with an S. I always forget. But don't you think they would have questioned that? Like, wait, why do you want a cake? Like, you know, no, like, I'm pretty sure by a certain time, everybody knew what the cause of the virus was, you know, flour, this and that. So my thing is, so, again, Ellie's immune, so she can eat whatever the fuck she wants. Nothing's going to be done to her. We saw it when the spores debuted. Nothing. But I would think that the community would question it. Like, why do you want something that, you know, anywho, that's neither here nor there. So we see that one. Then we see, like, my favorite part, you know, the moon, I said the moon station, the rocket ship situation. They were at the museum, the dinosaurs and everything, and they did it so perfect. The whole thing was perfect, bit by bit, scene by scene. You can put the TV show and the game side by side, and that whole series was done correctly. And I loved every moment of it, bro. I loved every moment of it. Even the little extra things they added, like when Ellie started turning the knob to switch the planets and everything, and Joel was like, I guess somebody greased it up. Just to show how much Joel really loved her, bro. Like, yes, he did what he did. He screwed over the fucking world. In my honest opinion, I still don't think it would have, even if they would have made a cure, I feel like it would have been one of those things where they would have needed more of what they got the cure from originally. And once Ellie's dead and they got what they got, I don't think there would have been enough to make a difference. That's just my personal opinion. So I don't look at Joel as a villain. I look at Joel as a, listen, that's not even 100%. You don't even know if it's really going to happen. Y'all could kill her. And then what if y'all kill her and then the thing just doesn't do what it's supposed to do because she's dead? I agree with Joel. I would have done the same thing, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I would have done the same thing. Would have took Ellie, let's get the fuck out of here. Kill all the Fireflies, kill Marlene. I'd have did it all. Because I personally don't believe that it would have done anything. And even if it did, it wouldn't have lasted that long. It would have just been a, oh, yay, let's go. And then a week later, it would have been back to zombie nonsense, clickers, all that shit, you know? So on that part, I'm with Joel. But as I was saying, you know, we got everything. Then we keep going. We keep going, you know, 1 year later, 1 year later, 1 year later. And then we get to the point, and again, guys, if I forget anything, listen, tell me in the comments. I don't care. I am not right 100% of the time. I am sometimes wrong. So if I forget anything or if I'm forgetting something that you guys personally wanted to talk about, put it in the comments and we can talk about it in the comments because I definitely interact with you guys. But my favorite part, we get to older Ellie. Joel comes in. Mind you, here's the funny thing. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of recaps and a lot of people are saying that how can Joel not have enough time to put Ellie's full name or anything like that? Or how doesn't he know how to spell Ellie? Y'all got to realize, I'm just going to call him Seth. I swear that's his name, but it's something with an S. But y'all got to realize that Joel was getting these cakes from Seth. So either he wrote it or whoever made the cake themselves. But I think it was mentioned that he does it himself. So he could care less. I mean, honestly, if you hear Ellie, I mean, L-L-E, you know, L-E-L-E. And you could put an I there. Granted, anywho, he don't give a damn. So I just find it funny how people thought Joel was doing it wrong and everything. But anywho, eventually the last cake he gets for Ellie actually says, happy birthday, Ellie. Everything's perfect. But of course, that's when we get to the point where we find out that Ellie had a relationship with old girl that was from episode 1. Don't care to remember her name because she's just a side character and everything like that. A little more meaningful now because we find out she's the one who gives the tattoo and everything like that. We find out that that was actually Ellie's, I guess, first girlfriend and everything like that besides Riley and all that stuff. So, I mean, she's not really that much of a side character, but she came on as a side character. I can't remember her name, but that shit was hilarious, bro. Joel breaking into the door, seeing them basically about to get naked. This man said, oh yeah, all the teenage shit at once. Drugs, sex, and alcohol, baby. Well, there was no alcohol. It was tattoos. But Y'all know what I mean. And obviously they got into that fight. Joel not knowing that Ellie was gay, because as prior in the episode with the dinosaur in the museum, he was thinking that Ellie had a crush on freaking Jesse. Oh my God, to find out that she's gay, talking about experimenting and everything. Like, bro, no, she's been gay, my guy. Like, open up your eyes. You thought you had a keen sense detector or something, but you didn't. But Joel is furious, all of the stuff all at once. He slams the door. Into that, Ellie goes into where she lives now, where we met her in episode 1 in the garage. She goes to the garage, realizes that, she could live in there. Joel's sleeping, everything like that. She tries to take the mattress. It wakes Joel up. They have a little conversation where he's trying to be a little more understanding. He wants to see the tattoo, so on and so forth. He's trying to fix things slowly. He realizes that Ellie is growing up and that it is a time for her to have her own separate space. So he tells her, give him a week. He'll fix up the garage and everything like that. Now, for me personally, when they showed the previews for season 2 and we kept seeing you swore, I thought we were going to get to a point where Ellie does go on the adventure by herself, the Salt Lake City adventure, finds all the tape recordings or something. Because as somebody mentioned in their video, they had Joel doing the hospital stuff to get Ellie out. They had the hospital in Abby's flashback. The fact that they had that and didn't use it as a way for Ellie to find out, at first I was like, but I loved how they did it. I loved how they did it because it just made sense. Like, because again, we go to Ellie. She's in the room. She's in her new room and everything. She's going over the questions that she wants to ask Joel. At first I thought he was there, but no, she's just practicing and everything. Joel comes, says that she's finally able to get on patrol, but they're just doing training. And that's when they get the call. And again, I'm going to forget a lot of side characters' names because, once they're there, and once they're gone, they're gone. But I'm pretty sure his name is Eugene. That is old girl's wife, the therapist's wife. I'm definitely not going to remember. Gail and Eugene is Gail's wife. They get a call on the radio saying that Eugene and I want to say Adam or Amy or something like that. Again, guys, side characters. Listen, if y'all fault me for that, then I just hope you guys are perfect and remember every single thing. Because me personally, I ain't going to shy away. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to do nothing. You going to get real stuff here. So if I forget, I forget. That's just how it is. You can put it in the comments for me. But they get the call that Eugene and his boy need help. As they get there, they see old boy on the horse just getting dragged. So, I mean, at that point, boy voyage, he's done with. They meet up with Eugene. Instead of Eugene trying to lie or whatever, he's honest. He shows his bite mark and everything. Now, the thing that kills me is, off rip from season 1, episode 1, that a bite to the torso or anywhere within this general area, you have 1 to 2 hours before anything. You have 1 to 2 hours. Ellie knows this. Joel knows this. But for some reason, Joel's like, nah, I don't care. You ain't going to see your wife. You ain't going to get to say bye. You ain't going to get to say nothing. I'm about to kill you. But then Ellie comes out, does the little 10-second, little 10-second test that if you start shaking or tweaking within 10 seconds, then you're about to turn. But obviously that's not the case. So Ellie's like, come on, let's just let him see it. He wants to see his fucking wife. Literally says it. Let him see his fucking wife. So what ends up happening? Joel looks at her with the same face saying, okay, you go get the horses and everything like that. I'll be here. We'll wait for you. We'll meet up. We'll bring him back. He'll get to see Gail, so on and so forth. Ellie walks away, stops for a little bit, looks back at him, and he says, I promise, with the same face and everything. And at that point, Ellie's been questioning shit from the very beginning. I forgot to mention that during the dinosaur scene when they were leaving, Ellie was just stuck on looking at fireflies because it's been on her mind, like no matter what. And the whole thing with moths is because moths mean death. All she's dreaming about is the death and everything. Marlene, the fireflies, is it true? All this death and everything. So she knows. He looked at her with the same face. And she knew at that moment that if she would come back and he lied, then he lied about everything else. So what ended up happening? Ellie goes to get the horses. Joel walks Eugene to the freaking river. He realizes, damn, this motherfucker really about to make this my last scene. Like, bro, I want to see my wife. And Joel brings out the most, and honestly, I love Joel, but the shit he be doing sometimes to try to justify his actions that are completely fucking wrong, it does irk me. Because you know what you're about to do is wrong. You know this man has enough time to go see his wife and everything like that. But you have the audacity to say, well, if you really love somebody, you could always see their face. just to justify him about to kill him right now. That's the part I didn't like. I don't like, somebody said it in one of their recaps. I forgot which platform it is, but they said they feel like Joel has a protector complex, like whatever the legit name for that is. Like, he always wants to feel like he's the hero. He's always going to say and do whatever the fuck he needs to do to make himself feel like whatever he did was correct. Which in this situation, oh, if you really love somebody, you can always see them. Which is honestly complete bullshit. Bro, if I have enough time to see my wife, I don't want to hear that shit. Let me go see my wife. Like on some real shit. So he kills him. He literally kills him. We don't hear a gunshot. We don't get to see it or anything like that. Honestly, I was waiting for it. Because, like, when they showed you, like, his face close up to the screen, I was waiting for it. I'm like, bro, we about to see a bullet go through his head. But nope. No sounds, no nothing. And all we see is Joel just, with the gun, just looking and everything. And then here comes Ellie. She's shocked. But she kind of knew that this was going to happen. And you could just see it in her eyes, bro. Joel says, I'm sorry, this, that, and the fourth. They put Eugene in the body bag. They're going away. And as Joel's talking about the lie that he's going to tell, oh, we're just going to tell Gail what she has to hear, you can see Ellie just bawling. You could just see Ellie bawling because she knows this man looked at me with the exact same face and made the same promise. And if he lied about this, then he more than likely lied about what happened at Salt Lake City. She's bawling, bro. And we finally get to that moment. Joel brings Eugene. Joel and Ellie are there. They're telling Gail what happens. Joel comes up with this crazy story about how he did it himself. He didn't want to put you in danger. He shot himself in the head. Gail buys it. She's hugging Joel. And then the moment that I never thought would come, like I thought it was going to be after. But Ellie literally says that is not what happened. He is lying to you. He wanted to see you. He begged to come and see you. But instead, Joel lied and just shot him in the head. Like, that moment, I'm getting chills right now because at that moment, I know a lot of us wanted the same thing that we got in the game. We wanted Ellie to go on the adventure to Salt Lake City. We wanted her to find the tape recordings, find papers or whatever to help her figure out that Joel lied. But in my honest opinion, doing it this way, to me, it just meant so much more. It just gave it so much more emotion. That for Joel to continue to lie to her and not realize, like, the more you lie to her, the more she's going to realize that you lied about Salt Lake City, to Ellie only needing to see the face that he had when he lied to her at the beginning, to know that he was about to lie again, to know you fucking lied to me. Because again, she didn't say you lied. She didn't say you promised. She said you swore. And that is what was said at the end of season 1. Tell me everything that happened at the Fireflies is true. And Joel said, I swear. She didn't need to know that. All she needed to see was Joel lying to her again and knowing that all the facial reactions and everything were the same for her to know that he lied about what happened at Salt Lake City. And that part right there was crazy because I'm like, they did it so perfectly. Granted, people were like, why is Eugene a character? This, that, and the fourth. But him being a character made it work out so much. Because again, people got to understand that with adaptations, yes, they can just copy every single fucking thing from the game and they could just call it a day. But you also want to add new things to try to get to where you need to get, but get it in a different way. We all knew Ellie was going to eventually find out that Joel lied. And we all knew the way she did it. So what they did was switched it up. She didn't need to ask the question. She just needed to pay attention to his actions and everything with another lie to realize, like, wow, you fucking lied, bro. And again, to me, that was, wow. And then let me not spot by the point because we're going to get there. The party scene. I loved how the first time we get the party scene, we get it from Ellie's perspective. But then when it's this episode, we're getting everything from Joel's perspective. Bro, the fact that the last thing Joel and Tommy said to each other, where I'll see you next year, that was the last thing. Because again, as we all know, Joel and Tommy didn't get caught by Abby. It was Joel and Dina. So the last thing they literally said to each other was, see you next year. That one hurts because it's like, damn. He called him Uncle Grumpy Uncle or whatever it was. And it's just a sad moment knowing that was the last words, especially when it comes to Maria, telling him, you know, your family, and if family ever needs anything, you know, stuff like that, we're here for you. So for Joel to finally, like, yes, he lost Ellie, but starting to realize, like, he does have other family in it, and to know that, like, the next day, it's just, that shit hurt. That shit hurt to see what Joel was going through prior, because we always saw what Ellie was going through. Even in the game, it was just, what was Ellie doing prior? Ellie doing this, Ellie doing that. We never saw how Joel was taking things. And this is why I love the TV show. Yes, not everything is 100%. Yes, sometimes they don't have enough zombies and clickers and bloaters and everything, but they do certain things to make the story mean so much more. Like, knowing what Joel was thinking, knowing Joel's last conversations with his brother, his nephew, his sister-in-law and everything, it's fucking sad, bro. It really is. But then we get to a point where we see what we normally see, you know, Joel stepping in for Ellie, pushing Seth down on the ground, and Ellie saying, I don't need your fucking help, this and that. We go to the porch. And again, guys, if I'm forgetting anything, tell me in the comments down below. Again, this wasn't going to be one of those long videos, but we are at 21 minutes at this moment. But if I forget anything, put it down below. I'm not going to remember every single thing because, again, I watched it last night. I'm going to be a little bit more better with watching the show and immediately going to make a video, so everything's in my head. But as of right now, I saw the show last night, so if I forget anything, again, let me know in the comments. I don't care. I can handle criticism. If I couldn't, I wouldn't be doing this. But then we get to the porch scene. Me personally, I said it before I watched the episode. We were not going to get the porch scene until later on in the season, like maybe the last episode or whatever. But nope, they did it. They did it on this episode. And honestly, me personally, again, this is why I love the TV show. It brings so much more meaning to shit, bro. Yes, we had the nice little conversation in the game, this, that, and the fourth. But combining Ellie asking the questions about what happened at Salt Lake City with this scene were just perfect. Because at that point, Joel did basically already lose her. But she was giving him another chance if he told the truth. And bro, the emotions on Joel's face when she asked, could there have been a cure? And he said yes. Well, he didn't even say. He was just shaking his head yes. The Fireflies, Marlene, you killed them, yes, and everything like that. And then we get to the moment where he says, making a cure, it would have killed you. And Ellie still mad. Then that's what was supposed to happen. That was my purpose. You took my purpose away from me. And then we get the same thing that Joel said in the game. If there was a chance that I'd do it again, I wouldn't change anything. I would keep it the exact same way. And Ellie looks at him and says, yeah, because you're selfish. And we got something on the TV show that we never got in the game. Like, yes, in the game, you already knew. But when Pedro Pascal, Joel, spoke those words after being called selfish, and he told Ellie, no, it's because I love you. I love you more than you'll probably ever understand. You'll probably never understand that. And for us to get to hear that, again, you knew in the game that was the whole fucking thing. We all knew Joel started loving Ellie after a point. He saw her as a daughter and everything like that. His fatherly love for her. We all saw it. But for Pedro Pascal to say that line and give it so much fucking meaning, it was beautiful. It was fucking beautiful, y'all. Like, I cried. Because if you're a father, a mother, or anything like that, you know when it comes to your kids, there's just a certain type of love that you have for your children that to do something for them, even if it looks wrong outside, you're still going to do it for your child. If you're in a situation where your kid needs money, the state's doing you dirty and like they need a certain surgery, you probably may go out there and do a crime. You probably may go out there and rob a bank. In your eyes, you're doing what you need to do to save your kid, but in everybody else's eyes, you're doing something illegal. That's just how it is as a parent. So for Ellie to need to understand, like, yes, what Joel did is wrong. It's fucked up. But you have to understand it from him that he was going to lose you. He couldn't let you go, whether that's what you wanted or it's not what you wanted. He just couldn't let you go because of the relationship he has with you. And this was even after, during the whole Eugene stuff, that Ellie looked at him and said, I'm not your fucking daughter. I'm your fucking partner or your fucking kid, whatever it may be. I'm your fucking partner. And for him to still say this line, "It's because I love you," it just hit, man. It just fucking hit. And of course we get the, "I don't know if I could ever forgive you for this, but I would like to try." And then of course we cut to Ellie after she beat the shit out of Nora and killed her. Going from what Ellie used to be, carefree, loving and everything, now to losing herself because she lost the person that she loved. Everything she's doing is wrong, but because it's for the person she loves, she views it as right. Mirrors the image of Joel, knowing everything he's doing is wrong, but doing it for Ellie makes it right. She has finally got to a point where she's Joel. And I hope we get to a scene where she's understanding that. Like, granted, because they're going to add more things. Like, you know, we've never heard Ellie forgive him. Like, we never heard anything after that, unless I'm bugging. I played the game, and I really don't remember a moment where she just looked in the sky or went to the graveside and said, "You know what, I forgive you. Now that I understand, I'm finally in your shoes." It wasn't with the kid or anything like that, but I was doing something for somebody I loved, and it was wrong, but I kept going because I love them. I hope we get something like that to where Ellie can just like look up, or whenever the series is done, you know, she goes up to the gravesite and says, "I forgive you. I'm sorry. I finally truly understand now." Because that would mean so much. But as we see at the end of the episode again, Ellie, after killing Nora, she's walking to the theater. And if y'all played the game, y'all know where the fuck we're going after this. Y'all saw the preview. You know what's about to happen. You saw Ellie and Jesse running towards the door. You know what's about to happen to Jesse. But granted, they could change it. Because again, Dina never got shot with an arrow. Dina never walked on the course with Ellie. You know, Jesse didn't find Ellie and Dina. You know, Tommy was already shown in the game a little bit as on the radio saying that somebody's here, you know, attacking people and all that. So we don't know. Maybe Jesse doesn't die. I've said it on many occasions that it would be crazy if they kill off Dina instead. That would be crazy. Because again, a lot of things have been changed. Tommy didn't go first before Ellie and Dina. It was Jesse and Ellie on patrol instead of Ellie and Dina. Ellie and Dina having sex is what kind of took Ellie's mind off of the situation and everything, and possibly could have met up with Joel and them faster, and that probably would have never happened, and that was the main reason of her feeling guilty. But so many things have been flip-flop, chip-a-chop, mop-a-dop, all that, so we don't know. But the season finale about to go crazy. The one thing, though, they have still yet to show Abby. So I really feel like we're going to end the episode the same way the game ends Ellie's playthrough the first time. We're going to see Abby with the gun, aiming it at Ellie, and we're just going to cut the black. And I feel like season 3, we're going to come back, and it's going to be mainly Abby's storyline, bro. That's why I feel like season 3 is probably going to, honestly, y'all, be prepared. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm so wrong, but I feel like season 3 may have like 5 or 6 episodes. Because season 1 had 9. Season 2, we got 7. So I could just see them minimizing the episodes in each season, because let's be real, how much can we do of Abby? I mean, granted, we could see a lot more of Isaac and everything like that, a lot more of the scars. Oh, we see what's his name? Len or whatever, the little boy from the scars. We finally seen him. It was a quick clip, but we finally saw him in the trailer. So maybe we do end up seeing Abby a little prior to that, but guys, that was my recap of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 6. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is something new that I'm trying to do with this channel. We are primarily a wrestling channel, but just like me, everybody else has other interests besides wrestling. And one of them, for me, is horror. I love games. I love horror movies. So The Last of Us as a thing. I love zombies. It's just perfection for me. So if you guys like this, leave a like. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you guys want to see a lot more stuff. Let me know if you guys want to see anything going on with The Last of Us, if you want me to do tier lists or anything like that, because I'm one of those people that appreciate the TV show. Granted, season 1, not enough zombies, but in my eyes, wasn't really nothing wrong with the season. This season, I get a lot of people don't like certain things, but it's like, bro, the TV show is never going to always be what the game is. Because if that is the point, you're not going to get new viewers, because we already know what the fuck's going to happen. Like that. Why would you go to watch something that you already know what's going to happen? 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to do that. So you have to throw in little things like the Bill episode, which I loved so much because I love seeing their relationship, because what they did in the game did not give us enough of anything. So those little parts where we get a lot more, even if it's adding in a new character or something, it's bringing us back to watch it, because we don't know what's going to happen with these characters because they're not in the game. And majority of the time, the way they're going with shit isn't with the game. So guys, enjoy it while we can. We have season 3 coming soon. They say in 2027, Lord have mercy. I hope I make it to that, because anything in life can happen. Stay safe. Again, thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoy this breakdown. I will see you on the next one on Sunday. Y'all be safe. And always remember, watch out for them clickers.